Hello there and welcome to another video of Des Illustrates. Today we are gonna take a look at the Boku Undu e-sumi paints. This is a small set of 6 very muted tones. It's in the same kind of pens that the Kansai Tambai paints come in. And they arrive in this really neat box that's very sturdy cardboard, and that are ideal for storing them in the long run. They have these really big wells, contain a lot of watercolor, but also this way a lot of surface. So if you want to use with big brushes, that's really easy. The paints are easy to re-wet and pick up really easily. Just with a little stroke you already have a lot of pigment on your brush. The paints don't have any light fastness ratings or anything on the box. Also, I couldn't find anything official online from the brand itself, but I did find another YouTuber that did their own light fastness ratings, so I will leave the link to that video and the blog post that she made containing the pictures of those tests in the description box below, so you can check that out for yourself if you also want to know a bit more about the light fastness ratings of these paints. The first color that we have been swatching here right now is reddish black, and all the 6 colors in this set are all some form of black, but with an undertone or an extra color in them. And I must say that I personally am very attracted to this kind of color, those moody and muted colors, and that's why this palette really spoke to me when I saw it for the first time on a YouTube video somewhere else. And I just had to get them when I saw them pop up in a store that I could actually buy them, because a lot of people link the American Amazon sites for this sort of stuff, and I can't order there from the Netherlands. So I often have to search a bit more to get the same products over here. But they popped up on the German Amazon. So if I still have the link, I will put it also in the description below, that if you are from the Netherlands or Germany or even Belgium and other countries here around, that you can get them over there. They arrived in a couple of weeks, so I had to wait a bit longer, but there were no high shipping costs on it or anything, so that was really nice. These paints are on themselves something very unique. They do not act like Western watercolors at all, and for myself I thought they would be a bit like the Kansai Tambai paints. But those, if you pack those on really thick on the paper, they become a bit shiny, and these paints do not. They dry just matte, but a bit thicker, almost a bit like velvet, and that's different than the Western watercolors, and I think that's mostly because they just really opaque. And if you buy more opaque Western watercolors, you already get that effect a little bit, but these have that even more. And there's also ink in them, so they stain more than the Kansai Tambai paints. Those will lift really easily, and these have a more staining property to them, so that is something to hold in account when painting with them. But for me that's not really something that I mind, because the paints that I use to paint with the Western watercolors those stain also, so it's not a big deal for me. And of what I read online, these paints are also made with a different binder than the Kansai Tanbai paints themselves. I do not know that much about it myself, and I've just been reading several sites online, and what I understand is that these paints are not vegan, so they use gelatin and other stuff to make the binder, and that's the main difference with the Kansai Tanbais in the binder that I have read, because what I understand is that the Kansai Tanbai uses an alternative, so no animal products in their paints. I do not know this 100% sure. I've just been reading several sites that mentioned something like that, but also they don't know it for sure either what the binder is, because there is no description on the box or on the website or anything about what is in these paints. But the traditional e-sumi and Kansai Tanbai paints mentioned things that like that, and that's why people based that information on. So that's something you have to consider for yourself if you want to buy these paints, not knowing what the exact binder is, and also that they are not vegan if they use those binders. So that's a personal decision. If you have any other sources for knowing what kind of binders in these paints, or videos that I haven't linked in the description yet, or blog post or anything, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to read up more about them, and if I can find accurate information, then I can include that in future video. So yeah, let me know down below. From the 6 colors that are in here, I must say that the blue and the red are my favorites. I had high hopes for the purple one, but it doesn't appear to be really purple. If you mix the blue and the red, you get a way more purple-like color than you get from the purple pen itself. And also the yellow is really different than the swatch shows on the little card in the box. And that was a bit of a disappointment. I don't really like that color, the yellowish black. It's on its own, it's a bit just like a really bad muddy yellow, and I don't really know where to use that for, and also it's just not a really attractive color on its own. I haven't been mixing a lot yet with this set. I will come back to that later on in a different video, where we will be making a mixing chart, maybe even with these paints. Maybe also mix them with the Kansai Tanbais, see how they perform together and stuff like that. So yeah, that's for a future video, but for now on its own it's not really that attractive in comparison with the other colors. I do really like all the others, but like I said, a bit disappointed with the purple. As a set as a whole, I really like it, and I look forward to painting with them and using them. I don't know if I will be using them in paintings that I plan on selling in the future, because there is no further information on their lined fastness. And if you have looked at the link in the description, then you know that there are 2 that are not light fast. I won't go further in those things because those results are not mine. But yeah, I am a bit hesitant about that, to use them in pieces that people will hang in their home or something else, because those will fade over time. The other ones look light fast, but it's a risk to take, and I think it's also the nature of the paints, of what I understand on the website, that they change a bit over time, and that is a bit how the inks work. But yeah, that's a decision also that it's really personal, and I do want to use them because they are just colors that I love. But we will see how they perform also in mixing with other colors outside this set. That will also really depend for me. If they don't mix really well with other colors, then you are also really limited in how you can use them. So we will see how that will go. For now, I think I like these even more than the Kansai Tambay ones. That review is not online yet, but it's coming soon. So you have to look forward to that. But I think I like these better. Right now we have come to the end of this video, and I hope this video, even though it was a bit of a rambling one, helped you take a good look at these paints and maybe find some more information through the links that I will be sharing in the description. I hope you enjoyed, and that you will subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And I will all see you next time. Bye.